All right, what up? What up? I go by the name of JC, and this is the first official episode of the All Grind Sports Show. Brand new podcast, and what better to have two of my closest sports buddies? You know what I'm saying? Y'all, if y'all seen my regular podcast, you've seen my boy Isaiah before, and then we got my boy Dubre in the building. I've been trying to get him. I actually was talking to him about doing a sports podcast before I even started my regular. So it's been a long time coming, long time in the making. We're gonna be short and sweet today. We're gonna get into some a lot of sports talk, a little bit of NBA, a little bit of NFL, and with that said, man, let's get into it. I know y'all ecstatic right now. You know what I'm saying? Y'all we got
yes, I'm excited.
I don't have any Raiders things on, but I have a closet and a storage full of Raiders stuff. Yes. We are two Raiders fans.
Okay.
So look,
and a Ram sandwich with you.
So look, while y'all was out celebrating and having such a good time Sunday, I'm gonna tell y'all how my Sunday. I forgot you went.
Go ahead.
I went to a Niners home game in LA. I don't think that really registered. I went to a Niners home game in LA.
Oh yeah, I know.
Rammed out, everything, damn near losing my lungs. I'm trying to outscream Niner fans. I'm hearing boos. I got Niner fans left and right coming in my ear. It's a back and forth. Like I had no idea that. I mean, look, I've been to at least like 4 or 5 Ram games already. And I was always shocked at how much support the other fan base got. But I've never seen anything like that. Not even just for us. I don't think I've seen that for any arena to have that many fans of the opposing team show up. But from some of the, I guess, older guys I talked to, they said the Niners have always been deep in LA. So, I mean, I'm not like, I guess I felt a little better about it, but it was like, no, we got to do better, man.
Well, especially since the 80s. I mean, the 49ers were just, they planted a lot of seeds in the 80s. Like, that's still strong there, especially because a lot of those years since then, there wasn't an LA team. So it's already like a city of like transplants. But then, like, of course, like without an actual LA team for all those years, like the Niners are going to stay strong in a lot of people's hearts because Joe Montana years were strong.
Yeah, and I'm sure it didn't help that they left again for another like 20 years right now, 20-something years. And then, come back. So I know they're kind of like establishing themselves again. But I don't know.
I'm so happy the Raiders didn't go back, and I'm so glad you got stuck with your garbage Rams. And we have the clearly superior team who's done way less than your team, but still superior because
Look, every
Super Bowls.
Growing up though, because I guess I'm a '90s baby. You feel me? So most of the years that I guess the Rams or Raiders were here, like I couldn't even like really comprehend anything. So as far as I can remember, we just never had a football team. But there was always like you ask somebody their team out here, more than likely you were gonna hear the Raiders. Like, so I thought if anything, I always thought you guys were coming to LA.
As it should be.
I always that's what I always heard was
baby. Vegas.
Yeah.
Raiders everywhere. Like that was kind of like LA's team before we had a team. Like, for this last like 2 decades or whatever.
The Raiders are the world's team. They need to be on the world stage, and that's why they're in Vegas with the greatest stadium in the professional football league.
So you didn't want them in LA where they were like more predominant.
They're close to LA. They're too big. They're too big for LA. They're their own thing. Like
they
it's the
need
Vegas
their own
Raiders.
city, bro.
They're
Were not coming to share a stadium with the Rams like the Chargers are doing right now, bro.
Yeah, we're not sharing a city.
Bro, the Chargers are like the Clippers of LA right now. Nobody wants.
They really are. They really are. And for Malik Event, who was talking all that shit this past season, I told him that the Raiders weren't getting last in the AFC West and that we were gonna finally make the fucking playoffs, and they finally did. And they did it in that beautiful Death Star at the end of the strip.
Gotta see that. All right, with that being said, let's start there then. With the Chargers and the Raiders game. Like how shocked are y'all with all the turmoil and controversy that happened with y'all this season? Probably more so than we've seen in a long time with the team. And then Like, at that point, did y'all think that y'all would have a shot to still make playoffs, or did y'all think y'all would rally back, or were you guys kind of rolling it in?
I never thought they were gonna rally. I never thought they were out, but I definitely wasn't gonna bet on them. I believed in them, but I was never gonna bet on them, and I still wouldn't. And I'm kind of, you know what? I don't know how Anthony's feeling, but I wouldn't have minded if they lost if that meant we got Flores as a coach. Just because that kind of coach getting available, that's a little sidetracky. But I just, the Chargers I thought had more talent. They should have won.
After the John Gruden thing happened, I was like, okay, they can rally, they can really do this thing, because at the beginning of games with Gruden calling plays and stuff, he was too what's the word I'm looking for? Conservative. Wasn't trying to. He wasn't playing Raider football
anyway for football reasons.
Yeah. So when he finally got the boot, I was ecstatic, bro. I was like, oh yeah, they gonna start rolling. Then Henry Ruggs did. That's when I was like, here we go again.
I just put a different cloud on the season, and after that, it was sort of like it just it made sense if it was just going to be mediocrity after that. It was just too much.
Yeah. Like Henry Ruggs, whether people want to admit it or not after all this, because, people have their own opinion of him and everything like that. Aside from the off the field stuff that he did, which was tragic and bad, he was having a breakout season. He was finally putting it together. Him and Derek Carr were linking up like that, and it just sucks that he's no longer here anymore because of the choices that he has made. But
he was their deep threat. It's tough to, it's tough to do it without that. And they don't really have that. They even just won without Waller. I don't know how they won. Their defense has just been solid. Defense has just been solid until, obviously the fourth quarter got out of hand for him, but it usually does in football. Fourth quarter just seems like teams start scoring more. You figure it out.
So y'all feel like Carr should be ranked a little higher in the QB rankings now, or should he be the same? Or
not really. I'm happy for him. He's always been solid, but he always has been it seems like a B+ at best. And some people have A- him a couple times because he's had good numbers, parts of seasons and stuff. But I was always I like him fine. I haven't always wanted to get rid of him or anything, but he did get a huge contract. He was a top 5 paid quarterback, and I never feel like he felt like a top 5 ability quarterback. So tough when you're getting paid like that, especially in a hard salary cap league like this.
I had Jared Goff on my team. You ain't got to tell me about that.
Derek Carr is he's kind of like Kirk Cousins in a sense that he needs a team around him to win.
He's like Kirk Cousins, but good in the locker room. So that makes, so I like it. Exactly. Kirk Cousins, not everyone's behind him. Derek Carr, at least the guys believe in him, and that's a lot of quarterbacking. So I'm B+ with a good attitude is great.
And Cousins with much less weapons on offense, by the
way. Yeah, exactly. But he's not going to necessarily elevate your team like a Russell Wilson or a Mahomes or a Deshaun Watson in a sense. He can get it done with pretty mediocre receivers, even though Mahomes doesn't have mediocre receivers.
All right, so what's your thoughts on because it seems like on paper Chargers is probably one of the more talented teams in the league. So what do y'all think went wrong with them?
That timeout.
It's a little overblown to me.
No, glad you said that, Duke, right? Because that's what I was going to say. I've seen some people saying that kicker is capable of 60-yarders. So it's they're saying that they were going to run it out, but it's
it's an unprecedented situation. You don't know what they're doing. The run defense isn't good, but he thought oh shit, if we get this stopped, then we're good. I need to call timeout because I'm afraid of this. And then they made an adjustment.
If they get the stop, are we having a different conversation right now?
Oh yeah, we're having a different conversation.
Both in the playoffs. Yeah. Because no one would blame him if the results were different. Because everyone would be like, man, that was a crazy game. They called a timeout. It was weird. And then, it's it just didn't work out.
I can agree that
I don't think they should fire him. I don't think they should fire him, and he should. They should come into next year and hopefully be better. They're young.
What do y'all think about his aggressive method, him playing like he's on Madden or something? What do y'all think?
Now that fourth down call on their own, what was it 19 or something like that? That was pretty wild. I can't even lie to you. That was pretty wild.
Yeah, that was way worse than the timeout to me.
Definitely.
I don't mind what he's done in general, but yeah, I mean, he made a bad call, but it's like he's just more open. Like people, not open, but like people are more susceptible to criticize him because of his style. But it's like coaches of all great kinds make all kinds of mistakes, whether it's like Popovich's or Bill Belichick or Pete Carroll. Like they've all made huge mistakes and lost championships because of it. But obviously, this guy just like it's egregious because his style is a lot of things a lot of people don't like. He's going by science or math numbers and shit like that. So,
like he said, analytics is good until it isn't. That's what he basically said in his interview. Which is
it seems like that's kind of like the life and death of him though, as far as like his coaching. Like as much as it helps him, it's also probably cost him a game.
But I like that he has an angle, like he's committed to it. Like one season it might work out. Like he's young. His team's young. Like I'm looking forward to see what they do next year.
My guy Herbert.
Yeah, as much as I hate to say it, they got them one with Herbert. They definitely got them one with Herbert.
Sure. That's the only thing I like about the Chargers.
They will definitely be fine. And what's the kid's name who's at left tackle now? Rashawn Slater. He had an amazing year.
I mean, having Keenan Allen and Mike Williams ain't bad either.
Exactly.
Not bad.
So, right now, I feel like they might just need a tight end maybe because Austin Eckler's doing just fine. Herbert's fine.
Well, they definitely need
to run defense though. That feels like
the run defense needs help too. Obviously needs help too, but I mean they're fine. They're young. They have talent on that team.
They didn't they had a winning record, right? It's just like or close enough. Like like they blew some games. They definitely underachieved, but it's not the end of the world, and I don't think he should be fired. I can't believe the Dolphins fired their coach.
And they shouldn't blow the team up, right?
If Rich B isn't retained as the head coach, I want Brian Flores in there. Like I
100%.
I don't understand.
The team in the league with the coaching vacancy right now is probably like falling over themselves to hire Flores for sure.
Oh yeah. Like there's plenty of teams he can go to, and really I see him in Chicago with the Bears. They got plenty of cap space. They got a young QB. They're usually always decent on defense. So I feel like he'd do really well in Chicago, but I want him in Vegas.
Yeah, if he likes Justin Fields more than Tua, then he should definitely take that job. But he can take whatever job he wants. He could even wait. This is just coaches with this sort of like resume that's recent is just don't come available. Like usually this level of coach that you feel is like usually like, well, he was good 5 years ago. This guy's like literally like, I did better than I should have the last 2 years. Anyone want me? Like
yeah, like to win 19 games in these past 2 seasons with that Dolphins team is just remarkable. Like, and
then they just rip off like 7 in a row. Like the locker room like clearly loves him. Like just it's crazy. It's like your quarterback isn't good. Like I don't know what you guys thought you were, but you're just the Dolphins.
And from my understanding, he wanted Herbert or who was the first QB before Tua, or was Tua the first QB taken?
Was it Fitzpatrick? Are you talking about in the draft?
Yeah, I'm talking about in the draft.
Herbert. He just talked about it as Herbert. Like,
yeah, he wanted Herbert.
Flores wanted Herbert, and he's getting proven right every day, obviously.
Yeah. So yeah. Oh yeah. So Tua was the first QB taken in that draft.
Yeah, Tua was number 1.
Yeah.
I think he was the number 1 pick, wasn't he?
No, he was number 5, I think.
Yeah, he was 5. I thought he was 5, but he was the first QB, and like you said, Flores wanted Herbert, didn't get him, and now I'm sure he's let the GM know every day.
Right.
And the teams are loving Tua, so they chose Tua over Flores, and here we are.
What's your thoughts on the Colts? What you guys think went wrong with them?
I think don't we all know what went wrong with them? They had Carson Wentz was inconsistent all year. Like he was solid, but like at the end of the day, like went shit.
I'm sorry, like bro, Ray's right, bro. Like to that game against the Raiders, I didn't believe I was watching an NFL quarterback playing that game. Like that was pretty shitty, bro. Like the whole first half, I'm like, dude, you are looking terrible. And to have Jonathan Taylor being the leading rusher like that.
Well, his line, like quarterback bad with a bad line, like it's their excuses. But like Carson Wentz had one of the best lines in the league, and they were solid though. They had a solid season.
Taylor sure took advantage of that.
Yeah, like literally, Taylor did what was supposed to be done. But Wentz is just too inconsistent. Like Eagles fans have been saying it. I thought maybe with the Colts he might have turned over a new leaf, and because he had a line, like we said, he had a running back.
I feel like he had everything he needed in place.
Yeah,
like,
And all that being said, he was
the defense is phenomenal.
1 week away. That it's like if they just take care of business 1 week, then our whole perception is like Carson Wentz had a good season. He led him to the playoffs. It's like it's tough. It's so razor thin in that league. It's like now he's not a total failure, but it was like the reason it felt like they lost was because Carson Wentz lost them a bunch of games doing weird interceptions, fumbles, weird decisions when it was super costly for him. And
to be in that division where in reality you got two really crappy teams in the Texans and the Jacksonville Jaguars, which basically
I didn't see the game. I don't know how they dropped that. I have no idea how
most of their fans were counting those as 4 wins.
Exactly.
Okay, so
that division,
they should have ran off the field like that. That was embarrassing, bro. By the worst team in the league, bro. No.
Yeah. All right, what about the Ravens? You think that was just injuries or what?
More so injuries and stuff. They were missing Lamar at the back end stretch when you really needed him and stuff like that. Lamar's really dynamic, so to take him out and they depend on him a lot in that offense.
Right.
Like you see it.
I mean, it's built literally, around him. So
I think. Well, I mean, since the beginning of the season, it just seemed like they had one of those seasons that we call like the season from hell type season. Like just one of those everything goes bad for you. I mean, they lost like 2 running backs before the season even started, and like they're a run heavy team.
Very beat up.
They lost.
I mean,
they lost like 2 or 3 DBs.
Yeah,
a safety. The fact that they were even in the playoff race this long is pretty a testament to Harbaugh and what he does and the team not giving up.
So yeah, they chalk it up to just like, hey, unlucky year. Let's see how we are next year. They should be better next year. So
to be fair, like to be honest, last year it was kind of rough for him, and they kind of like were able to will it in at the end to sneak in, and then they happened to have that that Titans game that was kind of unexpected, but it seems like just with football, man, literally a game or two, it can change the whole perception of the season or the team or whatever. Like that's crazy.
I mean, yeah, just like you said, look at the conversation we had about the Raiders and the Chargers. It's like, like that went down to like an overtime. Like they could have tied easily. If they would have tied, they would have been geniuses, and then we would have, it's like, but it just the way it went, it's weird.
Right. What do y'all think is going on with the Saints going forward? Like what they need to do? Y'all believe in Winston for them?
I believe in Winston more than not Winston. They lost both their their quarterback situation this year. I felt they overachieved based on a transitional year with Winston. I don't necessarily believe in Winston, but there's not a lot of great quarterbacks. Like I don't have a better idea for him right now unless Aaron Rodgers wants to go there.
Or we say better than what they can afford right now.
Yeah, Winston is by far better than Taysom Hill. Option.
I couldn't even believe that was a discussion like that. I don't know what Peyton was doing.
Like, bro, I don't know why he's still trying to push that, bro. Bro is not.
He likes being the smartest guy in the room. Peyton, like, he doesn't actually. He's never gonna use Taysom. Like, he just likes talking about it and like always threatening it. So he always looks like the smart guy in the room. But like, it was always gonna be Winston. That's why he brought him as a backup to begin with. Like Taysom's the weird guy.
Remember last year when Breeze went out? And then, like, the Saints had a very favorable, like, 2-3 games after that, and he went with Taysom Hill. And it kind of, like, made Taysom look like, he was a little better than what he was. But if you really look through that, you're like, this dude is not good like that.
I think he just
really bad, they had a really favorable 3 games at that point.
Last year, he was more so, he just wanted to show, like, Winston was supposed to replace the Breeze style, but when he went down for those few games, he was going to be like, now let's show everyone what a genius Sean Payton is. And like, see, like, it's not about Breeze, it's about me. I thought
it was all ego, basically.
Very much about his ego in this Taysom Hill process.
Yeah, because I was watching Taysom Hill play. I think that was a Thursday night game, and he threw like 3 or 4 interceptions, and they were just they were reads I could have made. Okay, and I have never played quarterback from Pop Warner all the way to high school. Never played quarterback, and I was just like, dude, what are you looking at, bro? Like, you might as well just he would have been better off letting him QB draw 50 times than letting him throw the football, in my opinion.
Right. So he's definitely. I feel like he's a great player. Like as far as being suited, what they were using him for all those years. Breeze were there, like having him as like a versatile player. Like I can't even, I mean, I'm not like the most well versed NFL guy, but I can't think of a player I could remember that was so well rounded as far as playing so many different positions in the season. So he was great for that. But as far as just like, put him under the center the whole game and just let him go, like that's not what he does.
Yeah, you can do it for a couple weeks, gimmicky spots and stuff, but like he was never going to be the full time. I mean, he's 31 years old too. It's not like even they're like trying to see if this young kid's got anything. It's like he is what he is, and Sean Payton likes using him because Sean Payton, I think, makes it look like he's the smart one.
Hold on. Let me make sure you said this right. He's 31 years old.
Taysom Hill is 31 years old. We act like he's like some young, like who's got legs.
No, for real. I didn't even realize that.
I'm thinking this dude
I thought he was younger than me, to be real.
I thought he was like 26.
Yeah. Taysom Hill, like that. He's a gimmick running quarterback in his 30s.
And that's what he's acting like is going to be his future. That's deep.
That's what I'm saying. No, he never acted. That's what I'm saying. Winston, I think, was always the guy, and that's why he got the job when he was healthy.
And it was time.
It was always a gimmicky trick, and he was always wishy-washy about it because, again, it keeps the attention on the coach, the genius coach that is Sean Payton. And again, he is a good coach. I'm just saying he likes Sean Payton as much as a lot of journalists do too.
Right. All right, that's it, right? As far as who was like on the brink that last week.
Yeah. Who else had good seasons that missed it? I mean, the Browns had a weird season. We could talk about.
Like, okay, that was what I was going to ask y'all. Are y'all sold on Baker, or do they need to go another direction?
No.
Bullshit.
like, bro, there's times when, like, he's saying play call it, and there's times where 3 people are wide open, and it's like, bro, what the fuck are you doing? Like, I'm sorry, I know you don't like cursing JC, but like, literally, what the fuck are you doing? You blame Odell, you blame the coaches, and now everybody is on your ass seeing.
Yeah, I heard something about Odell not running the route right or something.
No, bro. Odell was out there playing DB at times, bro. How does he go straight to the Rams and catch a TD like 4 or 5 weeks in a row? Granted, he wasn't going for crazy amount of yardage, but he was still having at least 2 or 3 catches. There was weeks.
Some of them was some cold. That 4th and 5 against the Ravens, bro. That was probably like the catch of the year because we needed that game. I don't know if you remember, right down the middle. Then he turned around and scored right after that. Like,
I don't want to hear nothing else about Baker, bro.
All right. Even though I brought the Browns to begin with, I will say, like, I don't necessarily have a better option for them. Like, again, unless Aaron Rodgers wants to go to Cleveland, which he probably won't. But like, they're a run heavy team.
I think they have some good pieces though.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. It's a good situation for a running back. I mean, for a quarterback, but they are gonna run it a lot. Like they do. They're not like.
I mean, they're cold weather.
It's kind of like the Redskins when they're. I know I shouldn't be calling them Redskins, but yeah, I don't know what else to say. But it's kind of like them with their situation. Like, have a great defense, they have the weapons on offense, but they just can't get that quarterback situation right.
Yeah, because I mean, unless in reality they're gonna tear it down and just go back to having a losing season so they can get a quarterback, the only way is free agency. I mean, I don't see Aaron Rodgers going there, but if you can convince him to come, maybe.
Yeah, I mean, there's other options. They definitely are probably going to look to upgrade a quarterback if something makes sense. Like if Deshaun Watson, if that ever gets sorted out, whatever that is. But like, Russell Wilson could be on the move too. There's options. I don't know what their path is for improvement necessarily. He also was hurt. Like he probably should have stayed, he probably should have sat out more than he did because he hurt his stock real.
Yeah. All right. Well, we'll start with y'all. What's y'all chances against the Bengals? Objectively. Sorry.
I mean, in reality, it is 50-50 because the Bengals are a young team.
But that also could work against them, right?
Exactly. That's what I'm saying. It's really just a toss up. It's how they both come out that day. If the Raiders come out playing football and the defense can contain Joey B and Chase and Mixon, because like I was just looking at their team not too long ago. The Bengals are a good team, bro. Like Joe Burrow didn't fuck off this year with 4,600 yards. 30 plus TDs, 34 TDs, only 14 interceptions. Joe Mixon had a good year with 1,200 yards, and he had 16 total TDs. So they have a run game, they have a pass game. It's the defense can be a little bit inconsistent at times, but same thing with the offense. They're just a young team, and this is a true wild card game. You don't know who could come out on top in this game.
It was definitely a dream scenario for them to actually win it instead of tie it, because I think if they would have tied it, they would have played the Chiefs or whatever.
Oh, yeah.
That would have felt like a guaranteed loss. But, like, playing the Bengals, sure, they could win. I won't be surprised either way. And I won't be, like, as the Raiders fan after this year, we're all sort of happy to be here more mentality than thinking, like, we can make a noise. It'd be awesome to win, but I'm not.
Is this Carr's first playoff?
It's not the first time the teams made the playoffs, but it's the first time he'll play. He was hurt last time they made the playoffs, so he's excited. His first playoff game is on the horizon.
Yeah, if we get that card from the first 5 weeks, then we could very well win that damn game. And if the defense gets pressure on Joey B, then
it's like you said, it's coin flip. It's either way.
I can see it going either way. And like he said, I would not be mad if they lost. I'm just happy they finally got over that hump and got to the playoffs. Hopefully we can keep this going and build something. I need a Super Bowl from this team, okay?
But now, JC, you are going to be pissed if you don't win. You're a difference. We're happy to be here.
No, we for sure, like, you know, it's like, I mean, so here it's 2 layers to it, right? So on one end, it's like, you know, Super Bowl or bust. If we don't win this year, we're just going to be done for a bunch of years to come and everything. But on the other side, I felt like that in 2018. And here we are, or 2019, I think. Yeah, 2019, 2018, one of them years. I felt the same way when, you know, we went all out, we went and got Sue. And, you know, I mean, I know Gurley, that was when the knee issue started. But I felt like that time was like, well, I guess we're done for years to come. And, you know, here we are again. So, yeah, it is a Super Bowl or bust year, but, you know, I still think we have, like, great pieces to build around. Odell seems like, you know, he really would want to come back if the opportunity presented itself. I think we gave him a good sell so far. And then it's like, you know, Stafford's been one of the more underrated quarterbacks over the years. So it's like, unless he goes to somebody better than Stafford, I don't see him really wanting to, like, leave, you know.
A lot of
I don't like that face you just did, sir. What is that? What was that all about?
All I got to say, bro, is I don't see the trust in Stafford, bro. Like, I mean, he showed me.
Look. When you just dealt with Jared Goff for 4 or 5 years, I don't want to hear that spit, bro.
But Jared Goff still got you to a Super Bowl.
Stafford was the best they could get, and he was an undeniable up.
It was him, like him or Rodgers. Like once we flopped on Rodgers, we was like, okay, we'll move on, and we got the next best available option that we could get.
Okay, and I feel that, but I still don't have this undeniable trust with I call him Stat Padford, bro, because he had opportunities.
I've heard that nickname before he even got here. I've heard it.
He had opportunities to make the playoffs in Detroit.
But the Rams need the quarterback to carry. Like, the Rams have that infrastructure of defensive, offensive line. Like, you know, like,
I'm not trying to hear that, bro. No.
He has never had a team top to bottom like this. Period.
I'm not saying he's had a team top to bottom like this. I said make the playoffs.
Look at Detroit without Stafford. I mean,
right. And with golf. Come on.
Okay. Detroit is in complete turmoil right now. Okay. The only person that they really got right now is Sewell, or however I'm not sure how to pronounce his name, but the tackle from Oregon that they just drafted.
They got that receiver, St. Brown.
I'm talking about Stafford's it was either his 4th or 5th year. He had a top 10 defense. He had Calvin Johnson. Get it done. Get it done.
Get it done. I mean, they fired his coach. Caldwell Jones should have never been fired.
Agreed.
So, I mean, that's just, he played for Detroit Lions. Detroit Lions haven't been good for 60 years.
This is very true as well.
You can't judge a guy like that. But, I mean,
that's why I said,
as we said, it's on.
This year, if he gets deep
got to get it done. It's not all on Stafford.
No. I was just about to say that. If Stafford doesn't get it done this year, like have a really deep, great run or win it,
who they playing again? They could lose.
Real damage to his resume as far as like him not getting it done when he needs to get done. You know what I'm saying? They're just gonna look at him as a great like regular season guy.
Yeah, I can't lie. They could possibly lose to Arizona as well.
Think so?
For sure.
I mean, they're kind of beat up.
Hopkins back for next
week? JJ's coming back though.
Is D-Hop coming back? Let me see the injury.
Nah, I don't think Hopkins coming back. I think he's out.
I thought he was supposed to come back. I thought that was the plan.
If he tries to fight and come back, I'm gonna be pissed off because he was acting like he was just
Hopkins for playing hurt. I think he's gonna play.
Right now, he's still on injured reserve, so it's really dependent on how if he comes back because Kyler's gonna be missing him if he's not back.
I'm also scared. I'm not gonna lie. I'm scared of like these little random COVID outbreaks and stuff like that. Like I really hope that doesn't affect the playoffs, man. Like that would really suck.
Well, it kind of seemed like they stopped testing. I mean, like
stop testing.
Well, I mean, everyone was popping positive around Christmas, but then when it came down to these all important last weeks, it didn't seem like we had much COVID going on. Either it kind of swept its way through the league already, or teams were just not testing as well or not testing as often. I don't know. It was definitely interesting that we had way less COVID happening, specifically in the NFL this important week than
it seems like last year something similar happened too though with NFL and NBA. It was like, there was like the beginning outbreaks and then like once a certain point hit, it was like you kind of didn't even hear about it.
That money ain't stopping. That money ain't stopping.
Come on, conspiracy guy. Don't do this on this platform.
Nah. But it's very well possible that they weren't tested as well, especially with all these new variants and stuff where people getting false positives and false negatives.
Or like we said, like maybe the wave just moved through the league and it got everyone it was going to get, and now it's just more sporadic going to happen. And like you said, the point being, hopefully we don't have to deal with any more of that big players going out and playoff games. That'd be a real.
I'm not one of them guys who's out here. Oh, COVID's fake. Oh, there's no disease. No, I'm not that guy, bro.
So with the since you guys brought it up with these guys, we were ready. So do you guys kind of look at that as like a coin flip game as well, or like who do you?
I'm definitely more leaning towards Rams, but it's more like a 60-40, like 65 maybe. But like it's like you guys could definitely lose, but I would bet on you. I wouldn't bet on either the Bengals or the Raiders. I would actually bet on the Rams.
Yeah,
but
I can see the Rams.
That being said, won't be surprised if they lose.
Yeah, like it's not impossible for the Cardinals to win this game, but it will definitely be harder, especially if D-Hop is out. They might be getting J.J. Watt back this week.
Yeah, I heard that
could help on defense. But I mean, the Rams have a really good team. I mean, you got Aaron Donald and Jalen Ramsey on defense. That always helps.
Expectations with the moves the Rams made, it's like you can't lose in the first round. Like,
definitely not.
The Cardinals will survive if they lose in the first round. They're like, all right, we got to regroup, get better at this. The Rams, if they lose in the first round,
it's not gonna be pretty. It's especially with Cooper Kupp, the season that he's had. Stafford didn't have a bad season with 41 touchdowns and over 4,800 yards. So, like Jeff said, I mean, went out and got Odell.
Top of his head. Jeez.
No, I got the stats up right here. I off the top of my head. But
hey, you didn't look move. You should have just played it off.
Because then everybody gonna be asking, he's like PFF. Nah. But it's highly dependent on whether Hop comes back or not for me. And like Jeff said, I'm leaning 60-40 Rams, 65-35 Rams for this. But I would not be surprised if somehow the Cardinals pulled it out.
Yeah, no, for sure. Like I went the first Rams Cardinals game. I went to that. That was I think week 4, and we were both undefeated. And Murray had a field day with us, so it's definitely possible if we don't contain that little guy. it's gonna be a problem.
Yeah, hopefully my parlay don't get fucked up this weekend. We'll see.
What you got?
I'm gonna do the Rams. I'm not betting on the Raiders game. I'm gonna take Tampa. I'm gonna take the Niners against Dallas. I don't trust Dallas. That is gonna be my
Are you
upset.
gonna do all three of those?
I'm doing every game this weekend. Fuck it, big parlay.
I mean, but like, are you parlaying? You parlaying everything?
Oh yeah, I'm parlaying those. Oh yeah, you know it. You know it. Go big or go home.
All right.
So they got like, man, I ain't trying to incriminate nobody or nothing, but gambling is legal in Florida.
You can make bet. You
plead the fifth.
live someplace. You can.
No, I know you can. I don't like those websites where they be taking like those those big whip, taking out the funds and all of that, and it's like you basically got to bet big money or it's like not even worth it,
But yeah, I should be.
If you're not in one of the
by Saturday. So yeah, I'm gonna head into casino and place me a parlay. I'm gonna be on the road on Friday. I should be in Vegas by Saturday.
I know Virginia. I don't know how far that is from where you at, but I know Virginia.
I am in Florida, bro. You need to look at a map, bro. That is about,
man, look.
That is about
California, bro. California is like a 6-7 hour distance, bro. So I know on the East Coast, you drive 6-7 hours. You done went through like 5-6 states. So it's just a road trip. It's like from LA to San Fran, bro. That's it.
Bro, it takes me 6 hours to get it to. Well, nah, it takes the average person to get 6 hours. 6 hours to get to Atlanta. Me.
Damn, not from Florida, does it?
From Jacksonville, yeah. If you driving the speed limit,
yeah, because when last time I was in Atlanta, some of my family went to I think like Walt Disney World or something. They said it didn't take nowhere near that.
Yeah, they was flying through Georgia. They was flying.
All right. Well, since you you came with the hot take already, why Niners over Cowboys?
They're the Cowboys.
Or you just don't like the Cowboys?
Bro, I do not trust the Cowboys even after this season, bro. Okay, so everybody's so sold on Trayvon Diggs at corner and everything, bro. Who's
everybody? I want to know who everybody is.
The general consensus.
No, you mean Cowboys fans?
Okay.
We know,
and you know that's America's team, so that's damn near. You know what I'm saying? And they are so. My dad is actually realistic in a sense about Trayvon Diggs and his biting on double moves problem. That is going to eat him alive fucking around with Kyle Shanahan.
Yeah.
Because Kyle Shanahan, he does have a very extensive playbook and he will open it up in the playoffs.
He goes on that boy up.
But at the same time, Jimmy G ain't that much more trustworthy than your boy Dak Prescott. So I just really don't like the Cowboys.
But Dak and Guapolo they in the same ballpark?
Yeah.
I think it's a trendy pick. I think a lot of people are picking. Like the Cowboys didn't really beat anybody. They're a popular team to hate on because
they're in the trash division.
Like, people like the 49ers. 49ers went to the Super Bowl not that long ago. Like, people like that coach. Like, I think it's a popular one. I personally, I don't know. I'll have to look at the odds. I think
To be real, the only good team that they beat this year was New England, and that was in week 6.
And New England's like fine. They're not.
I mean, they did have a battle with a full blown healthy Buccaneers for the first game of the season.
Long time ago.
Keywords you said first week of the season. We done played 16 other games since then.
Who say? All right. What do you guys think of the?
If we had a game between the Bucs and Cowboys in week 16, it would not have went that way.
And the Bucs have lost a lot, and I still would bet on them.
Yeah.
You guys would bet on the Bucs right now over the Cowboys?
Hell yes.
With the injuries?
Easily.
Yes, even with the injuries, I would. Yes.
The heck yes, easily. Tom has got it done with much less.
I have no reason to have a disdain. The last time the Cowboys were in the playoffs, we smacked them up. So, I have nothing, to hold against them. Like, they got out the way.
I'm not. I mean, don't get me wrong. I don't root for them by any means. Like, they didn't beat a lot of people. Like I didn't see a lot from them. So we'll see. Right. And the Niners have looked decent.
It's just like he said. For me, the teams that they have beaten aren't. They aren't. None of them are playoff teams. None of them, except for the Eagles, the Bucks in Week 1. That they went toe to. Well, they lost that game, but they still went toe to toe with them. And the Patriots.
Eagles and Patriots. I'm like, okay, couple of 500 cute playoff teams, but not that. Both teams I'm probably going to pick against if we ever get to those picks. I'm picking against them. So again, I might bet on the Cowboys.
They have so many weapons. I just I can't see them not pulling that together or like having that.
I'm telling you right now.
You just talking about Diggs, but you're not bringing up Micah Parsons either.
Because Micah Parsons is just fine, but I don't trust Cooper, and I'm speaking from firsthand experience.
You say you don't trust Cooper? Ain't that your boy?
Our boy, Jeff, you take this one, should I? Because that ain't my boy. That is not my boy. Brick for hands in Oakland. That's not my boy.
So you're telling me that once he left, he became a Brinch top 5 receiver in the league.
He actually started playing like he wanted to play. Like he had so many drop problems in Oakland, it was not even funny.
He wanted to be a Cowboy and he got his wish. So good for him. Not my guy.
At all. Not my guy either. So
let's move on from that guy. What do you guys think of the Belichick revamp and what's his chances looking like for Saturday? He got the Bills.
I will bet against him. And that's a good season for them. It makes sense. They should be better. Mac's a rookie. He needs to keep getting better players, and hopefully they can be good. But the Bills should win that game, and I expect them to win that game.
With no problem.
Firstly, let me give a hometown shout out to that boy Mac Jones, because he's from Jacksonville, went to bowls over there. So let me give a shout out to him. He doing his thing.
Hey, was that a hit or what on that pick though?
That was a good. That was a good hit. That was a good hit because they're not asking him to do too much. Mac is he's gonna take time to develop, but he's from Duval County. He's got some ganchos on him.
Some of that. I got to interrupt. Some of that situation though, JC. It's like if Zach Wilson would have got to go play in that situation.
You think it's not much different?
Great pick too. That matters a lot. But yeah, he looks like a good pick. They got a good one. They were smart not trading up. They have a good infrastructure to raise a quarterback in.
Yeah, like a lot of people don't even realize. I think it was Damian Harris had like 15 rushing touchdowns this year. Like, so they weren't trying to. Yeah,
Stevenson wasn't bad either.
And he had an additional 5 too, if I remember correctly. Yeah, so I mean,
I remember they won. Matter of fact, it was the Bills, and they had that game where they beat them, and they only threw the ball 3 times that day.
Yeah.
Between Stevenson, they had to because it was real windy. Like it was like a real bad weather conditions.
That was an awful weather game. I haven't looked at the weather wherever that game's going to be played, but whatever the case, I think the Bills are winning. They learned their lesson from that game. They got a better quarterback. They got better players. They should win. Bills teams. They got a rookie quarterback. They're expected to be good in years to come, but he is just a rookie quarterback. He should lose.
I ain't gonna lie. I hope I could send this to what's that page on Twitter? Freezing Cold Takes on how confident Jeff is right now. How confident Dubray is right now. They'll be all right.
I mean,
send it to him.
Buffalo 6-3 at home, but I can't lie. The New England has a really good road record at 6-2. These are the top 2 scoring defenses going up against each other. With Buffalo at number 1 and New England at number 2, and they're both top 6 scoring offenses. So it's really about who's going to show up on defense this day. And if it's cold, I'm gonna have to go with the. If it's really like one of them snowy cold games, I might have to go with Belichick and the boys because
I think it's way more possible than Dubray's giving it credit for. I'm not gonna lie to you.
It's depending on the weather.
Every other matchup we talked about, I was like, neither would surprise me. Like The closest being like the Cardinals, if they don't get Hopkins back, that would surprise me. But if they get Hopkins back, it's like I could see them winning. Like if the Patriots won with rookie quarterback against the Bills, who should be better at this point, I would actually be surprised. So this is the first one where I'm like, if there's an outcome that would genuinely really surprise me.
I don't think that's the most lopsided matchup. I mean, you got the Chiefs.
No.
You got the Chiefs and Steelers. You know?
Yeah.
JC, just the ones that we've already talked about, not all in all. Just we haven't gotten to the other ones.
Like,
there's no need to talk about the Chiefs and Steelers ones, right? It's like
we know what's
like,
happening.
I mean,
same with there's other ones
that they made the playoffs. Like
the Eagles are definitely gonna lose. We think like the Bucks should win.
Right.
Yeah, we don't need to talk about those. You're right.
Yeah. But I do.
It happens. We've seen it happen before.
It wouldn't be too surprising, but like Jeff said,
if
the going into a very hostile environment. So the Bills should win this one, but if New England's defense really shows up and gets behind their boy Mac, then New England could win.
Bro, the Chiefs should by far be one of the most like lopsided favorites, like period, in the entire playoffs from now to the Super Bowl. Like there's no way in hell that should be any kind of an upset. Eagles and Bucks. I don't know. I don't know. Maybe I'm like looking at those injuries a little, dissecting them a little closer than you guys are. Like I don't think that's gonna hurt them. I know it's Brady. I know you don't. You know the rules. Don't bet against Brady.
Man, fuck Tom Brady. And that's on Raider Nation, man.
Hold up. The injuries for the Bucks are gonna matter, just not against the Eagles. It's too.
It don't matter with the deep run as far as how far they go.
Yeah, it'll matter in later rounds, but against the Eagles, like it's not them, not yet. Jalen Hurts isn't that guy. That team overachieved. Good for them. Like, I wasn't surprised by the Eagles, but I will be surprised if they win. Like we said, the Steelers, good for them. Happy for Ben to go to the playoffs one more time to probably get killed, but they should not win.
Yeah, I don't see the Eagles winning this game. Tampa 7-1 at home. Top 2 scoring offense. Tom still has Mike Evans. He still has Gronk. So he should be able to get the job done. He should be able to.
All right, so we just got the buys, the Packers and the Titans. So I'll just ask y'all straight up, who y'all got coming out of the NFC and AFC? Who's going to the Super Bowl this year?
I'm pretty sure before the season I said the Chiefs would beat the Packers, and I'm not changing that, I guess. That's still what I got.
I had the Packers in there. Because I want I want Tay in Vegas, bro. I want Devontae Adams in Vegas. Hopefully, if he wins that ring, he'll go ahead and bounce to Vegas.
Is that or is that just
Rodgers for a season too? If Rodgers and Devontae want to come for a season, I'm cool with that.
It's crazy because my cousin is actually like real close with Devontae. They went to the same high school, played on the same AAU team. He
inside sources. Okay, bring it on. What's up? What's going on?
I can't because it'll get him in trouble. But hopefully they made an impression on him. Hopefully they can win a game or something in the playoffs so they can make an impression on Tay.
Right.
But I got Packers and I don't see the Chiefs losing, bro. The only team I can really see in the AFC beating them is possibly Buffalo, maybe Cincy, if they have a really good game. But I got Packers Chiefs in the Super Bowl with Aaron Rodgers riding out with a ring.
Isn't it crazy how everybody's changed their tune on the Chiefs versus 2-3 months ago?
Before this season,
I remember telling everybody, I was like, all right, y'all can let them trick y'all if y'all want to. I'm not falling for that.
I was never off them. I was never off the Chiefs at any point. No one in the AFC, like that was another thing, is no one in the AFC was ever good either. So I was just like, when the Chiefs were like 500, I was just like, I still like what I'm seeing is still like, yeah, these are some rough spots, but it's like I haven't seen anyone else that's like making me leave. Now, obviously, some NFC teams looked better most of the year, but
Right.
I just, the Super Bowl's weird. That's why I picked the Chiefs before the season. I just thought Mahomes would randomly do it again, and I'm sticking with that, even though from what we've seen, the Packers seem like the better team by pretty much everything. So
yeah, and even though I was riding high in the first like 4 or 5 weeks with the Raiders, like, oh yeah, fuck the Chiefs, yeah, you know how it goes. But I knew in reality, once it started getting down further and further, once we got to October and November and December, where Mahomes really doesn't like losing in those months, it's hard to bet against them right now, bro. Like, they still got Tyreek, they still got Kelsey, they still got Mahomes, so they have a chance to
got that.
win Super Bowl.
they got
You got a fighting chance.
running back too, like multiple now, because like Hilaire getting hurt helped him because he showed some other guys, and now Hilaire's back healthy too. So I mean, their defense has gotten somewhat better. You know, they look again. Who's going to beat them in the AFC? Like, who else do you like?
I don't trust the Titans. I don't trust the Titans. I don't trust Tannehill. They went out and got Julio and don't even throw him the ball.
I'm not gonna lie. I thought that if the Colts made it, I felt like if there was a team that could pull some type of upset off against anybody, I thought the Colts could probably pull it off. I love their defense.
I think you were right, because they can control the line big time. Their quarterback couldn't quite get one enough win, but yeah, Chiefs is what we all feel. It seems like. I mean, which
for sure. Like, now let's talk about that NFC though. So the last time we saw the Packers, right? AD I think he wasn't even supposed to play that game, and he was probably like 60 something percent of himself, right? And it's still like, you know, it was pretty much neck and neck. You know, they pulled away at the end, but it was pretty much a neck and neck, even with AD not really being his full self and some mistakes here and there. So I could easily see that game going another way. So what are y'all thoughts on, like, if we are to meet the Packers again at some point? Like, what is our chances, do y'all say?
I think you could definitely beat the Packers. I picked the Packers. I think actually before the season I picked you.
The season started, right, with how everything looked.
I think actually I did say Chiefs, Rams. I've changed it now to the Packers, because I just thought Rodgers was not going to be as good as he's been.
Did you still feel that way after game one, though?
Yeah, I mean, that was 1 week, and then the rest of the season happened. You know, it's like, so everything since then, it's been like, you know. But yeah, if you guys win, I won't be surprised. You know, there's what, 3 NFC teams. If any of them win, I won't be surprised.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised if the Bucks make it, if the Packers make it, or if the Rams make it to the Super Bowl, because they all have decent teams. The Rams have, to me, probably the most complete offense out of the 3, considering that y'all have. Yeah, even without Woods, because you still have, even though Odell isn't what he was in like his first 3 years, he's not a slouch at receiver. He's still a good number 2. You still got Van Jefferson. If I'm not mistaken, y'all still have Tyler Higbee. So, and Sony Michel isn't.
He just got a touchdown the other day.
Okay. See, yeah, exactly.
17-0.
And Cooper Kupp went absolutely stupid this year. Shout out to him for winning my fantasy.
Nah, you know what, man?
Should have won the MVP. I mean, obviously they haven't given out the MVP. They're not going to give it to him, but he should be MVP.
Yeah, definitely.
No, you know what's crazy though, man? Like, so I started fantasy probably like a couple years ago when I started like getting into leagues, and both of those years I had picked Kupp, you know, because I always just wanted a Ram on my team. I missed the playoffs by 1 game both of those years though. So this year I made the playoffs this year, by the way, but this year when it came down to, because you know Coop, he wasn't like a high pick or nothing, you know, he was like 4th, 5th, some even 6th round. And I think I was going between him and Julio at the time. I needed a receiver. And I don't know, my gut, I think it came down to like the last second, and my gut was just like, you know what, F it. Just take Julio. And I took Julio, bro.
What a disaster.
I took Julio.
Oh, son, see, nah.
It was literally like one or two picks before Kupp, bro. I looked back at it and everything. I think Kupp went like 45. No, Julio. I took Julio at 45. Cup left at like 47. I could give you another one that's gonna make y'all make that face. In the second round, I took Barkley at 16. Taylor went 17.
Well, I mean, you can go down that path. A lot of people were, a lot of people drafted. I mean, half the first two rounds probably have people.
I'm sure Taylor wasn't that high, bro. I mean, I'm pretty sure he's gonna be top 5 next year easily, but
see, in one of the leagues, I have Henry, and I was rolling high throughout all the leagues. And when that injury happened, everybody else started getting hurt. Diop got hurt. Julio, I took Julio in that league, but I took him way later than you did. The league that I won, I drafted Devontae Adams first, and then I drafted Cooper Kupp second. I said, even though I talk all this crap about Matthew in the second round, I drafted wide receivers.
You drafted Kupp in the second round?
Yeah. Oh yeah.
So
he has won me entirely too many games. He was too consistent, and I knew with.
But that was my issue with him. He wasn't that consistent when I had him. I felt like he'll have games where he'll get like 30 and then another one like 10 or 11. That wasn't the case this year.
That's all I need is that 10 or 11. All I need is 10 or 11 every week about you.
But then it makes me mad because then I see guys like the Hopkins and Julio at the time, they getting like 20-something a game. At worst, they're getting like 15, 16. Like that, that was what I wanted.
That was my fault for trusting Tannehill in that other league, bro, to get Julio the ball. And I lost pitifully.
The Titans did, they number 1 seed. But
not because of him.
I mean, because of why then? They weren't good at defense.
AJ Brown, he did great.
Yeah, he was getting the ball to AJ Brown, and Derrick Henry was doing his thing. I mean, Julio was hurt most of the season.
Yeah.
But
even when he played, though, I don't want to hear that. He was a bum when he played.
They changed offensive coordinators.
Yeah, one good game.
I had no idea they did that.
That's why I wasn't into him for fantasy, was because they changed offensive coordinators, and that usually doesn't, because Tannehill had a pretty good season last year, so I was like, but real football, hey, they are number 1 seed. What can you say?
All right, let's switch gears. Word to LeVar Ball. So I don't know if you guys got, some people that you've been hearing about in trade talks, but as far as like heavy rumors or heavy talks, I think Miles Turner. I ain't even gonna lie, as a Laker fan, I've been hearing a lot of Westbrook.
Get Westbrook out of there. So get him out of there, bro.
Y'all are delusional.
They just do not mesh, bro. It's not working, bro.
Y'all are delusional.
That's what got him in the first place, though.
No one is going to trade for Westbrook. Y'all are delusional.
I know that they're not, but
you don't think it's possible? Like nobody trades for I
just don't understand.
Under no circumstances, even if we give up more than we need to, you don't see nobody taking that.
Not a chance. There's no way you're trading Russell Westbrook during this season.
Yeah, his contract is way too fucking much, bro.
How much is it?
It's like $40 million.
And $45 million.
Even worse, $45 million.
Expiring. He paid $5 the next year and probably the year after that too. No one wants him. It's over, JC.
Bro. Exactly. Like he's not capping, bro. Like he's telling the fucking truth. And LeBron campaigned for this.
Put it together because LeBron and AD are very good at basketball. If the role player.
Since we have no choice but to keep him, this is what I think should happen. I know ideally LeBron, he plays at his best when he has the ball in his hand. But LeBron can play off the ball better than Westbrook can play off the ball. So just allow Westbrook to go. Westbrook is not a bad player, even though Isaiah would probably beg to differ. He's not a bad player. He just makes very, very idiotic decisions at the wrong time. It works for him throughout most of the game, and it's like a point where it's like you have to know how to decipher that, and that's where he struggles at. And even if at that point, maybe that's when we can put the ball back in LeBron's hand, even if you want to do it like that. But I think during the game, you just got to let Westbrook go. That's when he's at his best. You just got to let him go. We got the young pieces. I like how Monk has stepped up in recent weeks. And by the way, I want to take credit for that because I've been high on Monk for years, and I kept telling people he was going to be a star. I was shocked that he took a minimum contract with us. I was so confused. Like, maybe something, but
No one wanted him. He's not a star. He's literally just doing the same.
Monk is, bro. I don't know. Maybe don't utilize it right. But I've seen the star potential in Monk, bro. I've seen it.
He can be a very, very good role player, a very good volume scorer. But
So is Lou Williams not a star?
Hell no.
No, and he could not be as good as Lou either. But
you crazy.
What team is Lou leading to the playoffs? What team is Lou leading to the playoffs?
The Clippers a couple years ago.
He led them to
the playoffs.
I mean, I think he led them in scoring. Yeah. Unless you say Tobias Harris led him to the playoffs.
I mean, I think Shaw
was like a hawk.
No, I think Gallinari was nice.
Everybody filled their role on that team.
Okay. But yeah, point being is that Malik Monk is doing the same thing he's always done. He's averaging what? Probably like 12 points. Probably averaging 12.
This is the best basketball he's ever played in his career right now. Point blank period.
He's wearing a Laker jersey now, and the Lakers need him. The Lakers needed him because they gutted their team to trade for Westbrook. They traded like 6 useful basketball players. You're shocked that Malik took him a league minimum, but guess what? He's already said it in interviews. No one called him. Like, no one was interested. So it's like the Lakers had the Lakers.
Understand, but hey, I bet you this summer everybody gonna be calling him.
Oh yeah, he definitely is like a mid-level. He should get anywhere from 5 to 10 million a year.
You hear this guy?
Technically, he is doing better than he did in Charlotte.
How much do you think?
Alan Crabb got 75 million, and this guy just said 5 to 10 million.
He should have never got 75 million. We all know Alan Crabb wasn't worth 75 million.
Like, you got to talk about something recent. Alan Crabb was when the cap jumped all those years ago. What did Caruso?
When Luau Deng got 72 million or whatever it was.
Yeah. I didn't even have to bring that up. I'm just saying, for somebody they thought was
going to be paying Luau fucking Deng.
Amen to you guys paying Luau Deng. But
we still paying him right now.
Caruso get, JC? Like, that's the kind of contract that I think Malik should get, which is around 5 to 10 million a year.
That's because you're a hater, okay?
He's not hating. He's not really hating, bro, because he's only averaging 0.3 more points than he did his last year in Charlotte.
How much?
I mean, he's averaging 12 compared to 11.7 in Charlotte.
Wait a minute though. You cannot. You can't.
Hold on.
He started off slow.
Hold on. Let me finish. But he is shooting quite a bit percentage points better. Instead of shooting 43%, he's shooting 47%.
Yeah, if you play next to LeBron and
shooting over 50 like the last 10 games.
That's 10 game sample though.
10 games.
But I'm just saying he's had his opportunity to step up. Look at all the injuries and COVID stuff going up, people going out. That's when he stepped up.
Exactly. You don't have to worry about getting your ass sat down on the
look, I'm gonna get the last laugh with Monk, bro. I'm riding with Monk. I'm on the Monk train. I've been on the Monk train. I will see y'all in a couple years.
He's a bad player. He's just not a star.
Blueberry said 5 to 10 million, bro.
That's good. That's good money. That's Caruso money. Caruso's a starter for 10 million.
Yeah. And we should have kept Caruso. We should have kept, matter of fact, we should have kept Caruso GOAT, man. We should have kept the bald eagle.
It's true. He was one of your best defenders, man. Like, the lineups with Caruso and LeBron last year were like off the chart good. Like, they were all the best lineups. With the
Caruso's one of those players I look at. He just does everything right. You know what I'm saying? Like, he doesn't ever have like eye popping numbers. He's not a star or nothing, but he does.
Like, bro, I'm looking at the roster right now, just getting pissed off at people that they took over Caruso, bro. Like Wayne Ellington, bro. Kent Bazemore done nothing.
No, Ellington. I had a problem with. I had a problem with Ariza. I had a problem with Bazemore for sure because he should.
Hold on. All those guys were minimum, though. They had to pay Caruso. That's why they couldn't. So really, the only guy they chose was.
If the Westbrook trade is never made, we're keeping Caruso.
And we get
They chose Tucker. They chose Horton Tucker, basically. THT over Caruso. That was the choice. And it looks like probably the wrong choice.
Oh, Taylor Horton Tucker has all this potential. Fuck that.
Chicago's happy.
What the fuck has he done?
But the Chicago Bulls are happy that they went after some smart players like Caruso and Lonzo Ball.
Worried about
I actually campaigned for Lonzo Ball to come back. They should have brought Lonzo Ball back.
You dumped off DeRozan so bad, Mr. Sperms fan. Y'all dumped him off. How you feeling right now?
Good. I love my team. We're better than we were with him. I'm happy for him too. I told people last year was actually DeMar DeRozan's best year. That was his best year ever played. He didn't even make the All-Star team, but people were wrong. Like, of actual how you play basketball, DeRozan played better than ever played last year.
Was low-key very, very
Popovich always holds people back from minutes and opportunities for like actual stats. But for actual basketball, DeRozan never played better than he did last year, and now he's taken that to the next level. I'm happy for the Bulls, I guess.
He's going to take credit for how he's playing right now. Get the F out of here.
He's old. I don't want anyone old on my team.
You're trying to credit that to the Spurs somehow. Like, oh yeah, he came to us first. Yeah,
I'm not gonna credit. I said it last year. You can look at old posts or whatever. I said he had a career year last year, and I was right. And now he's having a career year this year. I don't really care because he's old, and I didn't want him. He was holding guys back. DeJounte Murray is now on the next level because DeRozan's.
Murray. Hey, don't lie, dude, Bray. That's always been my guy. I always told you I love Murray.
He's been my favorite player for the Spurs since he was a rookie. He's my guy.
No, for real. I remember that.
I don't lie. I just got put on.
That kid's gonna be nice.
He's a very good player. He's gonna be really good for good years.
He had the ACL injury, so that he had to ramp back up. But yeah, I was always like, yeah,
he tore that ACL like the week before the season, so we lost the whole season to DeJounte. That was the saddest Spurs season I had. I hated the DeRozan Aldridge years because it was just. I'm happy now because it means Popovich is going to break that record this year. But I did kind of want them to kind of blow it up last year and trade DeRozan.
You might hate this, man, but I think it's time for Pop to go, man. I think
I'm pissed because you heard Becky Hammond. I'm pissed because Becky Hammond just got hired away by WNBA, and
what's up with that? I thought that was that was next in line.
I thought that was it too. I don't know. Maybe Pop is staying, which that worries me. I wanted him to just break the record this year and pass the baton to Becky. I thought that was the plan, and then whatever. The last couple of weeks, Becky just took the biggest contract a coach has ever gotten in the WNBA. So. Good for her. She's at least getting paid the most money in her profession, but it does suck that she went back to the women's game and not the men's game.
Yeah.
Well, what else we got, man? Oh, that's what I was gonna say. And by the way, y'all boy DeRozan, he's gonna remind y'all just who he is in the playoffs. So enjoy it while it lasts.
Picking against the Bulls.
What do you mean?
We're like talking about the Bulls, this and that.
So what do you mean he's going to show us who he is in the playoffs? What do you mean?
He's going to remind you of who he actually is once the playoffs start. Like all the
going to the conference finals
that him and his boy Larry used to do. Larry got lucky that Kawhi came over there.
Hold up, Lowry was always good. DeRozan was holding him back. Lowry was hurt some playoff runs.
Oh man, I don't want to hear that. Both of them used to choke every year.
Yeah, because you put them together. DeRozan was the one who was choking. DeRozan actually got benched. Lowry never got benched.
Okay, yeah, now I see what you're saying.
I mean, Kyrie got benched. What that mean?
I'm looking at these.
When did Kyrie get benched?
It was DeRozan.
He got benched. What game was that? I think they were playing. Was it Indiana? It was like a game one or game two. I think LeBron had hit a big shot at the end too. But yeah, he had a game where he got benched in the fourth quarter or toward the end of the fourth quarter or something like that. Hey, that happens sometimes.
So now you think
I don't think that doesn't mean Lowry is over Kyrie. You know what I'm saying? Like,
no, but Lowry's over DeRozan.
That's Lowry is over Kyrie.
All I'm saying is Lowry's over DeRozan.
I forgot about this guy.
Lowry is over Kyrie.
Okay, since we're bringing it up, man, what does the Kyrie and Klay coming back? Does that move the needle for you guys? Or
coming back does not move any needle for me, bro. It does not move any needle.
How, bro? That is the most talented people on one team in the league right now.
Their problem was never offense. Their problem is not offense; it's defense, bro.
It's their bigs. They need a center.
Exactly, bro. Who is stopping Giannis?
Hey, I like Claxton.
Who's stopping Giannis?
I like Claxton.
I like Claxton too, and I'm still picking the Nets. I picked them before the year. They've gone through some growing pains or whatever, but I still think the Nets are going to win, and it won't be that fun.
Well, assuming this Kyrie situation are you saying with or without that situation you got the Nets?
With or without? With or without?
I thought the Kyrie situation was going to work itself out. Like I thought COVID would get better, or they'd eventually come to agreement. And I think, yeah, with the way the season's gone, if he's a part-time player,
right now.
Say again,
Mr. Anthony, you would take Kyrie for Westbrook right now. So I don't
Absolutely.
All right, so stop that.
I would take Kyle Lowry for Westbrook right now.
Yeah, I would take Caruso for Westbrook. You get off that contract? Are you serious?
So what you saying? You ain't saying much by saying that.
No, and for real, like the Bulls would hang up if the Lakers were like, "Hey, I know the finances doesn't make sense, but would you trade us back Caruso for Westbrook?" The Bulls would laugh and hang up, straight up.
Legit. I just said I would take Lonzo Ball over Westbrook right now, and I'm not capping.
That's easy.
That wasn't working when Lonzo was there.
But see,
it's young.
Now Lonzo actually at least can shoot somewhat.
Right.
He's shooting well above 35%. If I'm not
great without the ball either. That still exists. Lonzo is I need the ball, I need to go. He's similar to Westbrook in that way, as far as like I'm going.
How Lonzo's right now playing with DeRozan, who's being ball dominant as fuck, and so is LaVine.
Yeah, I mean he'll give Rosen, because Rosen has to work that elbow. You know what I'm saying? That's his game. So of course he's gonna have his times where he's gonna go to work. You got that matchup. But for the most part, Lonzo is at his best, and this is why I thought the Pelicans. I don't know why they were trying to get rid of him so bad. But I felt like him and Zion combo was perfect because Lonzo is a run and gun type of PG. He wants to go. He can play half court, but that's what he wants to do. He wants to run and gun. That is Lonzo's game.
Yeah, he would have been great with AD. He never got to play with AD. He had to just do one weird season with LeBron when he was a kid. Like today's Lonzo,
AD would have changed the scenario of that season with Lonzo and LeBron. Like you think they would have meshed better if you placed AD?
And if LeBron would have never gotten injured, because they weren't bad when they weren't a terrible team.
Yeah, they only played like a half season together, and he was a kid. Like Lonzo's played a lot of basketball since then.
Too, to be fair, it wasn't just Brian. Like Lonzo had his own injury not too long.
Yeah. That's what I'm saying. If they were a healthy team and they could have gotten more time together, who knows what they would. I don't think they would have turned into a championship team. I mean, the AD trade was right in the sense that they got the ring and everything, but Lonzo never got the chance to really develop with the Lakers. Like, bro, you know what type of fans they are in LA. They want it right then, right there, right now.
For sure. We ain't got time for all that. We've always been a free agency type team. All right, man. All-star starters. Who y'all got on the West? Or I'll say who I think on the West. I for sure got Luka and Steph, and then you got PG been out for a minute now, huh? I'll say this: I think PG was I don't know why his name wasn't in MVP conversation enough. I don't know if it was because of their record, but considering his situation, I felt like there should have been more talk to that. I had him like in that, in that branch right there. What y'all think?
Oh, you only said, what'd you just say, 3 guys?
No, I'm just saying, what do y'all think of PG with the MVP conversation?
No, I mean, no. the record was, I have him on my fantasy team. I love him. He's hurt right now, obviously, but the record wasn't that good, and there was guys that had way better numbers. I mean, have you seen?
I didn't say he should have been number 1. I'm just saying, like, they make like a top 5, top 10 list, and I feel like he should have, been somewhere in there, at least within like that 4 to 7 range or something. Like he was looking like Indiana Paul George again.
Definitely not 4. So that's why I'm kind of like, the MVP conversation to me is usually 3 or 4 guys. So once you get past that, it's not a conversation to me. And PG was never that. I mean, the 4 are definitely like KD, Giannis, Steph, LeBron, and Jokic. That's 5. Shit. I mean, PG is definitely not doing what Jokic is doing. Not even close.
No,
you can't have 2 centers on the ballot, huh?
Yeah, you can. I think a lot of people are voting Gobert and Jokic, actually.
Yeah, I mean, I was thinking Gobert or
they just do it by front court. I'm pretty sure now it's like 2 back court and 3 front court. Right. I don't think you have to do center.
I was thinking Aiden or Gobert. That's why he wanted me to finish that list so bad. He wanted me to say that bum.
I just want to see what you were going to do.
That's what he was waiting on. He's like, yeah, what about the front court?
The West court's been messy for a lot of people. The West front court's real weird, you know.
Even though I can't stand Cat, I think he should have some consideration too.
I'd love it, but his numbers aren't good enough. Like, because his numbers are actually kind of down. I mean, they're solid, but it's like I gotta just give it to Gobert, Jokic, and LeBron. Then the same guys you got, Steph and Luka.
LeBron, yeah. What about you, Isaiah? You agree with that?
Yeah, I'd have to agree with that. Gobert is doing what he does every season, helping that team's defense. To me, he's the best player on that team right now. Everybody's hyped up on Mitchell, but without Gobert, that team would not be where they're at. Jokic is putting together another beautiful season, as we've seen him do before. Shout out to Markieff Morris, who got his ass bust by Jokic earlier this season because he called him up.
That was some bullshit on both ends. I don't care what nobody say. Morris,
my thing is the whole thing with that was Markieff who got hit like that.
Yeah, that was Markieff.
Okay, so my thing is, bro, you go do that cheap ticky-tack ass foul out of nowhere, bro, just because the ref didn't call it. And then you get mad when Jokic shoulders you, like bust you down on his shoulder, and you still ranting about it on Twitter, talking about the injury is real when a fat boy runs full speed. Bro, he took 3 steps. You picked the wrong fight with the wrong guy.
Since when do we respect your back being turned though? And that's when somebody cheap shot.
Man, when you cheap,
don't turn your back.
Exactly. You can't cheap shot your back and then be like, ooh, you got me when my back's turned. Like, Morris started it. Jokic got punished. He deserved the games. Jokic did respond, but it was like, you can't like cheap shot someone and then immediately turn your back and then be like, oh, you got me while my back was turned. I mean, like, that's a pussy move.
Exactly. That's my main thing. He literally hit him and immediately turned his back. Bitch, I hope you know there's something coming. There's going to be a rebuttal, a retaliation to this, bro. Like, you can't just think that Jokic ain't no pussy, bro. Like,
and yeah, Jokic doesn't.
I think Jokic for sure, like, sent a message. Like, sometimes as a player, you do have to do that. You have to have those certain moments where you take a suspension or take a technical ejection just to send a quick message. Like, even though, like, Isaiah Stewart went overboard, I think people are going to second guess, before doing some BS like what LeBron did to him. You know what I'm saying? Because it's like, okay, there's a possibility. And once you have that established, you notice those type of players, they don't have to deal with many people trying them. Like, you didn't see Wade, people try Wade that much. You didn't see people try KG that much. You know what I'm saying? Because they had their moments where that was style. Even Carmelo, like, he didn't have a lot of moments where people try him because, from when he punched dude, on the Knicks. Like, so, you say whatever you want, but you're gonna think twice.
Yeah, you're right. Exactly.
You're mad about what you mad about.
Ron Artest, Dennis Rodman, Ben Wallace, Rasheed Wallace. Like, you knew there was just certain guys you didn't want to test because they don't care about taking a fine. They don't care about the tech. They don't care about getting suspended. They will protect their manhood.
And you look what happened with Blake Griffin. Like, at first, everybody was bullying and punking him around. And then once he started retaliating, he realized he had to start retaliating. And that's when, people left him alone, more so after that. So you kind of have to do that at some point. So I think that's what Jokic was doing at that moment. Like, let me just do this real quick. Even though I still think that was a pussy move, dude, bro. I'm sorry, bro. You don't push nobody in the back. But
I say he got punished, but he didn't start it. The other guy hit him and then turned his back. So it's like Jokic did react emotionally and he was wrong, but he got punished for it. It sucks that the guy got hurt, but he started it. He's the one, like, Jokic is the one dominating the game, and the only way you can stop him is doing some bullshit. Like, I don't like it when role players take it at stars. Like, I'm going to side with the star usually because...
So you must hate Patrick Beverley.
I mean, he's useful. You want him on your team, but yeah, when he hurts Westbrook, I mean, we were talking a lot of crap on Westbrook.
Oh, man. I still don't know how so many people forget about that, bro. I still don't like him to this day because of that. Bro, I hate that, bro.
Thunder, I mean, come on. The Thunder with Westbrook and Durant were
probably their best chance to win one to me, to be honest. That year, that was probably their best chance.
One of them, yeah, that one and the one when they were up 3-1 against the Warriors.
Yeah, I think the 15 year, honestly. I think the 15 year was like wide open in the West. Anybody could have got. I think that was a really good chance, man. And
sure,
boy, Westbrook again. Matter of fact, I think it was against the Spurs that he did the BS. Am I mistaken? He took a stupid shot on the wing, and KD was like wide open, right down the middle at the 3-point line.
Well, the Spurs beat him.
Ibaka missed like 2 games. Yeah, I think that was 2015.
No, the Spurs beat him in 14.
14.
Yeah, because the Spurs beat him in 6 and 14 because in 2015 the Spurs lost to Chris Paul and the Clippers in the first.
Yep, on that shot. Yeah, that was the same day as the Floyd Pacquiao fight. You're right. So that was 14. So it was that year, and then 16. Yeah, that was the year that OKC beat Chuck.
15 wasn't 15.
KD F that boy Kawhi up. I love that. That's one of my favorite playoff series ever.
No, but what was it? Isn't that when Westbrook got hurt by Patrick Beverly? So was it?
That was
no, because in 15, I'm looking at it right now.
Was that 15?
In 15.
If it wasn't, that had to be 13 because we just talked about 15. They lost to the Spurs.
Well, it couldn't have been 14 because I think that's when KD didn't play.
No, I'm saying
they missed the playoff. What year was that they missed the playoff?
15 is when KD didn't play.
Okay, so
15 is when KD didn't play?
Yeah, he only played 27 games in 15. And in 2013-14, that's when
Westbrook did the bullshit then. Okay.
Yeah, that's when Westbrook had got hurt by Beverly because he only played 46 games.
Yeah, and then he lost to the Grizzlies, I think, the next series. He was by himself.
Yup, showed up. No,
all right, let's go East. This backcourt not gonna be as easy. Y'all probably won't agree with me on this one, but I say Trey and DeFrozen.
I don't disagree.
Isaiah.
I'll definitely give you DeRozan. He's having a great year this year. Point guards, I haven't been that too heavy in. But I'm looking at Trae Young's numbers here right now. Give me just a second. I mean, 28 a game.
Oh my gosh, you one of them guys.
Well, that's the thing.
Damn, you sound like Tycho.
I mean, I gotta look at something if I haven't been watching any games or nothing. I legit have not watched that many games because I've been so disgusted with Laker basketball. Like, they have a 2-minute clip of Westbrook just hitting straight backboard, bro. It's just like it's bad. So I have to look at something. So I mean,
Trey's numbers are there. It's just the record's not there. I was more interested because
I'm not paying attention to that.
The weird thing with the DeRozan thing is because he technically doesn't play guard for the Bulls, but that's where I put him to, just to, if they have him eligible there.
So he's not eligible for
he's eligible, and a lot of people have been voting him there. It's just he doesn't technically play guard for them. Is the weird part.
He doesn't. He actually technically plays.
He plays power forward half the time.
I feel like Harden was way too trash for my liking starting the season. So
I'm with you there. So that's why I'm like, yeah.
That I do remember. That I definitely do agree on.
Well, and also because there's 3 more deserving guys in the front court. It'd be different if like DeRozan needed one of those spots, I'd give it to him there. But it's better to scoot him to the guard because, like you said, Harden's not as deserving as Giannis, Embiid, and KD, which are obviously
the front court. That's not even a question for sure.
That's a lock. So like it's more to throw DeRozan a bone. Like, hey, instead of you getting compared to these guys, you've always played shooting guard most of your career, so you're better than Harden this year.
Yeah, Trae Young's outplaying Harden and DeRozan's outplaying Harden as well.
I'm trying to think, if it wasn't Trae Young, who would it be then? That's why, that's I mean, I guess Harden is in the mix.
It have to be Harden or
is there anyone else?
I guess Lowry would be in the discussion.
Nah, not I think Butler would be before, but they both missed some games. I mean, Lowry's only averaging.
No, we forgot. Wait, what about Bill?
Who?
Bill.
Bradley Beal?
Yeah.
I mean, his numbers are not good. Like he's not. That's not it.
Damn, at all?
Nah, they're not. Like he used to average like 30 a game. He ain't doing that anymore. He's not shooting good.
Yeah, they've been playing good collective basketball this year, though.
They were playing good early on. He was shooting awful. So, like, I think his shots got a little better.
Well, I think
he's shooting near he's shooting 3% worse than he was last year and scoring 7 less points a game. So, yeah.
You're gonna compare him to his last year instead of just how good he is this season?
What else am I mean, the past 2
What do you
years.
mean what else? This season. That's what else.
What I'm saying is the past 2 years, he's been averaging 30.
Right, exactly.
So I have to compare you to your last 2 years at the very least. And I mean, there's drop off.
Just because you have a drop off, like last year, AD wasn't as good as he was the year before, but he was still good enough to be an all-star. That doesn't mean you're not an all-star because you're not as good as you were the year.
Comparing to what Harden is, like again, if
right. And if you want to go off last year, are you kidding me? Harden this year, last year, after they changed the foul rules.
No, but I'm saying I agree with him that it's like fair. Like if Bradley Beal was playing this year how he played last year, I'd love to give him that starter spot over Trey or whatever, but he's not. So it's like, sorry.
That's what I'm saying. I just can't give it to him after looking at Trey and after looking at DeRozan. He's not better than.
And then even Harden, we're all cutting Harden out. Like Beal doesn't deserve it over Harden. You know, it's like no way.
No, for sure.
Like especially with his 3-point percentage. His 3-point percentage right now is abysmal at 29. Well,
I mean, I guess the only other person that's like a conversation, like what, Melo?
What about Melo?
That would be like the only person that you can talk about, like, you know, as far as like backcourt, I guess.
Oh, you mean LaMelo?
Yeah.
Well, other than Harden, we already cut Harden, so
it's
like
young Melo, man, young Melo, OG Melo. Come on,
LaMelo.
I still have to.
You hate him so much you can't say the name. That's crazy.
I love him. I love the Ball brothers.
No, I'm talking about the other one. You hate him so much that you don't even want to give him the same nickname. Like
he's Melo. There's only one Melo. I'm not doing.
Yeah, it's LaMelo. Melo's the only Melo.
Yeah, there's only one Melo.
Hey man, I want both of y'all to go to Google and check LaMelo's Instagram handle.
I'm good on that.
No, I'm just saying, like, since JC just made up a nickname, I want y'all to check his actual Instagram handle that he goes by.
Let's see.
I don't care what his Instagram handle.
Melo.
What's Drake's Instagram handle?
It used to be Champagne Poppy.
Yeah, do you call him that?
It actually is just Melo.
Talk to him.
It actually is just Melo to be exact. So
yeah, but I see his name right there. It says LaMelo Ball, so that's what I'm calling.
Got his mama named LaMelo. I would call him Melo.
Exactly.
Hold on, I need to get my charger. Hold on.
All right. We pretty much gonna wrap up anyway. But
yeah, I'm about to die too.
But yeah, that was great conversation, fellas.
Yeah, sorry that it was in the garage. It was probably noisy and might have been a weird.
Oh, you good, man? I wasn't even able to get my mic, but we're definitely gonna be a lot more prepared next time. But this was something that I got some advice from watching one of my OGs, Dame Dash. If you have an idea, just do it, And like I've been speaking to you for years about us getting something like this started. You know what I'm saying? And I just felt like you can't keep sitting on something like that. You got to just go. We talk about ball and hoop and football all the time anyway. So it was just like, let's just bring something together, man. People can comment and leave their takes under our wild takes, and hopefully there's something that we can keep going, man, and take it as far as it can go. Good luck to y'all Saturday. I don't have no issues with y'all. My beef is with the Niners right now, and I think you guys set the playoffs off, if I'm not mistaken.
Yes, we do.
So you guys are gonna set the tone.
That means
they saved the best for last, So
that is what that means. If you have the first game, that's usually the worst game. So go Raiders.
You think so? I mean, you could, you never know. I don't know. Like looking at the matchup, that looks like that's gonna be a bomb game right there. Like,
I just mean like,
roster, you guys fight, man.
I'm talking about like the intrigue of the teams. Like no one thinks those teams are going.
Yeah, for sure.
The game we already talked. The game's probably a coin flip, but whoever wins that, no one's like, "Ooh, they're making a Super Bowl run."
Right. All right, man. Well, yeah, we're gonna head out. Thank y'all for tuning in. It's the All Grind Sports Show. This is a brand new podcast, very first episode. Y'all can check us out everywhere at All Grind Sports, Instagram, Facebook, Google, YouTube, All Grind Sports TV. And we'll be back at you next week with the results from this week. And, hopefully we all still standing. All right,
Yeah,
man.
hopefully they can get it done, man, because I've been waiting a long time for a Raiders playoff win since
it will be an absolute disaster if next week the Raiders are still in and the Rams are out. That's all I'll say.
Oh my gosh, man. Don't even speak that type of negativity. Shh. All right, y'all. Thank y'all for tuning in, man. I appreciate y'all for being here with me, my brothers, and I will talk to y'all soon, man.
Later, man.
Thanks for having me. Peace.
Yes, sir.